business with the Lancaster Chamber of Commerce. I'm Chris Spiker of Antelope Valley Florist.
I'm Aaron Goldstein from Goldstein Digital. Our second guest today is Brian Alexander from BKB.
Hey, welcome, Brian.
Thank you for having me again.
BKB, Beth, Knesset,
Bamidbar.
Bamidbar.
Just say BKB. It's a lot easier.
And you corrected me because I got the initials mixed up and I was all over the place. But we want to talk about MLK today.
True.
And you're from the synagogue out on East Avenue J.
Reformed Jewish Synagogue out in Lancaster.
And you always say if you don't have a place to worship,
join us. Our doors are open to everybody. And it's a wonderful place to worship. And it's in this time of strife that we're having right now, it's a good place to take a few minutes and meet some wonderful people and pray to God.
Wonderful people. And we want to talk about Martin Luther King Jr. And so let's go back in history a little bit.
I remember that.
What happened? Marching in Selma, Jews and African Americans in the Civil Rights Movement. And this is an event that you're putting on at the synagogue Saturday, January 20th, 7 p.m.
Our rabbi is leading the discussion. After World War II, things changed for our nation. Many people came back from the war, and all of a sudden they're going, I'm an American, but I'm a second-rate American, second class.
Even though I just put my life on the line.
Right.
Yeah.
And we saw that many times. The pilots who were flying the big B-52s, they preferred the African American pilots to protect them because they were the best. But when they came back to America, it was back to segregation, back to not having the life that they fought for. And also the Jews were in almost the same position. One of the people that marched with Dr. King at Selma was Rabbi Abraham Herschel. He had escaped the Nazis in 1939. He lost his mother and sisters to the Holocaust. And it was important to him to march with Dr. King and basically said we're all human beings and that we are all equal. In fact, Dr. King invited him to join his march in Selma. So and that was a time of change for America. We had the war in Vietnam. We had the hippies. Change was happening. Yeah. And the civil rights movement was a major part of that change.
So some of that seriousness about dialogue we need to go back to.
True. If we looked at what happened back east last year, the violence and so forth, that would probably have saddened Dr. King very, very much. Change comes through peace and dialogue. You have to have the dialogue, and not yelling and screaming, but real dialogue between people.
Knowing that this event on the 20th of January is at the synagogue, it's at 7 p.m., so will there be any food?
Of course.
Did you see? How did I know that?
If you have Jews, you have food.
Well, food makes everybody happy, doesn't it?
It does.
You have to sit down. You have to look at the person
and
across from you.
Right. And, we always have nosh.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing. I'm usually surprised.
No, that's not your job.
No, that belongs to the
kitchen.
Stay out of the kitchen. I'm not allowed there. I'm the president of the temple, but I'm not allowed in the kitchen. I'm not allowed to make any decisions from the kitchen, nothing at all. I just say, yes, dear.
That makes you look really smart.
Yes, that's why I've been married for so long.
Okay, so there's food, there's people, nice people.
Nice people.
There's an amazing program.
And we're inviting the whole community. It's not just, it says Jews and the African Americans, but we're opening it to the whole community of the Antelope Valley. And you cannot have dialogue unless you have everybody there. So if you're free, come on over. There's no charge, and we just have a great evening discovering who we are.
Yeah. No matter who we are, we all have one vote.
One vote, and it's important that
one voice.
Everybody says one vote doesn't really count. Well, you get several of those one votes together, and it does count, and your voice does carry with that vote. So I hope that we can get more people involved, especially the young people. And it's I've lived a long life, and I have not missed an election yet. Mm-hmm. I marched a few times back in the late 60s, early 70s. I feel I contributed, and I think everybody should take part because it's our country.
Right.
You just can't say, I'll let somebody else take care of it. It's our country, and I want to be part of the solution, not the problem. And people who don't talk up, people who don't want to discuss things, to have that dialogue, they're the problem. So we need to work together, everybody.
Saturday, January 20th, 7 p.m. over at the BKB at 1611 East Avenue J. Hey, of course, there's food.
Right.
And I don't see anything about a cost.
No cost.
No cost.
If you have any questions, just call us at the temple, leave a message if we're not there, and that's 942-4415. And just leave a message. If you want to bring people from your church or from your youth group, just give us a call. We want to make sure we have enough food for everybody. That's the important part.
Yeah, you don't want to have somebody get mad at you because you didn't have enough free food.
Yeah, now if we didn't have enough cookies, somebody might get upset.
I got a feeling you guys always over prepare.
That's tradition.
Yeah. I know in my family we always have all these to-go boxes because we know we cooked way too much and you're taking something home with you.
Well, when my kids come over for any kind of meal, they know they're taking food home. Because, when you have people over, we have like 20, 30 people, and we cook for 50, 60 people. It happens all the time.
Yeah. That's what makes the world go round.
Right. We never know who's bringing a friend. So,
you're not going to have any Sioux burgers.
No Sioux burgers this year. No.
That is pastrami sandwiches.
Pastrami sandwiches.
I'm thinking of the fair special.
Yes.
We do want to promote the fair a little bit.
Well, and we have the best pastrami in the valley.
Yes.
And we've been doing that since 1951.
Wow. That's about when the synagogue was established, wasn't it?
It's established in 1951. Jack Fischel was our first president. In fact, he just passed away a year and a half ago.
Now you have meetings every Saturday?
Every Friday night we have services, and when the rabbi is here, we also have services on Saturday too. And then usually when he's here for his long weekend, we have a discussion on several different topics. We're lucky enough to have picked this. We're looking for other interesting subject matter, and hopefully we'll have some more that we can include the community at large.
Well, I'm not sure there's anything more important than Martin Luther King and his work, which continues.
You're totally correct.
Yeah.
He's what I call an American hero. I think he started off as the African American hero, but now I think we all call him, and we have to call him an American hero. We celebrate his birthday as Americans, and it's we see his work today, and when we see the marches that we've seen today with the gay and lesbian rights and
right.
DACA and all those others, peaceful marches, and I think that leads right back to Martin Luther King.
And all the kids in school with their art projects and cleanup projects. What are we doing this for? And who is Dr. Martin Luther King? And what did he stand for? And what was his work? That's pretty exciting.
It's and his work's continuing. That's the best part. His work is continued.
What else does the synagogue do in the Antelope Valley? You're famous for magic nights, potlucks, conversation.
We're working on, actually right now, several different things. We're working on something really great for what we call Purim, the story of Esther, which we're looking forward to having a dance and maybe a magic show. We're not quite sure at this point.
That's right, magic shows.
The committee is working on that. I've been told to back off.
Back off.
Because I'm president and I have no
You
power.
don't need, yeah. Aren't you an ex officio of that? You could pull your weight a little bit there, I think.
I might be able to get you some free tickets.
Well, we're going to hang on to this flyer for Saturday, January 20th at the synagogue on East Avenue J at 7 p.m. Show up a little bit early because it's all about meeting people and chatting. And we'll announce this on our calendars each week for another couple of weeks. We have a minute. What am I forgetting to ask you?
Well, I don't. I do have something that the temple's not directly involved with, but it's the Holocaust art contest for the high school students in the Antelope Valley.
That's right.
It's coming up. I encourage all high school students to participate. It's a wonderful program, and I hope that we also can get some sponsors to help out with some of the prizes.
Sponsors. That's probably why Sue stopped by a while ago.
Yes.
It's in the age range is.
I think they're from. I don't have their age range. I think it's high school ages.
Mainly high school.
Mainly
and there's
high school.
Still time in January to get the artwork in?
I believe so.
Yeah.
The judging will be in, I believe, April, I think, this year.
Okay. So we could probably just call you at the synagogue, 942-4415?
Please do.
Okay. Hey, Brian Alexander, BKB Synagogue, thank you very much. Happy New Year.
Thank you very much, Chris, and Happy New Year's to you.